All right. Give me a second here. Get set up as always. More fun times. More report nonsense. Let's see, it's a final. I believe this is what I'm looking for. All right. Full screen that. Okay, more exciting stuff. I believe a little bit of this went through last time. Kind of lost my place after that last one due to kind of going back and forth there. But again, it's interesting to me, this whole internet searches, all that good stuff. I know last one I did went 3 hours. That was a little extreme. That was a little crazy. I didn't expect it to go 3 hours, but time got away from me on that one. I'm trying to keep these to about an hour. This one I may go about 2 hours. I'm thinking on this thing. I want to get through a little bit of this, see what happens. I do kind of have something to maybe talk about at the end. I don't know. We'll see. See how far I can get. Dropbox.com. As far as these browser artifacts, said this last time. They're not giving us whatever's on Dropbox, whatever this box.com. I've never used that site. Not giving us what's on that. Hey, what's up, Scott? Microsoft OneDrive. I think they're giving us what's on that. All they're giving us is a bunch of searches, you know. I said I went over this last time. I don't remember a lot of these searches. I looked all these up a very long time ago, you know, and I remember doing a video on that. And again, I haven't even gone back to see. And that was a private video that was only sent to certain people, I believe. And so, if I could go back and I can find that, I will maybe post it public or edit out some of the garbage that was a little more personal and post it public or redo it or whatever if I can find that sort of stuff. But you know, a lot of this I don't remember. The Royal Rooters Club. Don't remember what the hell that was about. Blandford Street Station, I believe that was in Boston. I believe all these are in Boston. Boston University Equestrian School, Equestrian School of Business. Look that up. I forget what there was about that. But yeah, a lot of these, the ones in Boston, I don't remember much about. The Fairmont Miramar Hotel, I kind of remember that. That was, I believe that's kind of a hipster little hotel over there in Santa Monica. Again, Santa Monica. I don't believe he is planning on, shooting up Santa Monica. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think that was a thing. I think since the daughter lived out there in Venice, of the daughter of Mary Lou, I think that was probably more where he was going to be staying when they were going out to visit her. I'm guessing. Bungalow, I think that was a bar downstairs from the Fairmont. I don't remember exactly. So 5/18/17, and I'm a little foggy here, man. I just woke up, so mind ain't working all that well right now. 5/18/17, search performed for some concerts 2017. Grant Park functions. Biggest Barrel Beach open air concert venues. Biggest open air concert venues in USA, and how crowded Santa Monica Beach we get. Yeah, maybe he just didn't like crowds, So he was looking up that for Santa Monica. I don't know. I don't see anything inherently crazy here. I don't remember what came up for the Biggest Bear. La Jolla. Shit, I think La Jolla is north. Not even sure anymore. I don't remember. I think La Jolla is up there by Santa Cruz somewhere, or in that area. But again, some might have to look up again. You know, when we come to, I think when we go to the final report, I'm just going to breeze through this. I think when we come to the final report, maybe I'll start actually doing these searches and looking these places up and seeing what comes up for them. Let's see. Searches were performed. This is 9/4/2017. So earlier that month, searches were performed for Las Vegas rentals, Las Vegas condo rentals, Las Vegas high-rise condos for rent, Las Vegas Ogden for rent. So natural progression. I'm thinking what happened here is he looked up Las Vegas rentals, probably came up with a bunch of garbage properties and stuff like that. You know, apartments, stuff like that. He didn't want. You know, it's not what he was looking for. You know, put in Las Vegas condo rentals, probably got condos in places he didn't want, you know, for rent, you know, probably not necessarily in the downtown area. So that's not, or, you know, wherever. And so, you know, ended up with Las Vegas high-rise condos for rent, right? Probably figured, well, you know, I'm not going to get anything in North Las Vegas in the middle of a bad area if I'm looking up high-rise, because all the high-rises are actually more downtown area and stuff like that. Yeah, notifications don't work very, very well on YouTube. Usually a couple days late on these things. Let's see, Las Vegas Ogden for rent. I'm guessing that probably came out of his Las Vegas high-rise condos for rent search, and they probably led him to the Ogden. So then he looked up the Ogden. Anyway, natural progression there is what I see there. Search performed for Life is Beautiful. This is the next day attendance. So maybe while I looked up the Ogden, maybe the Ogden had a tag on there saying Life is Beautiful Festival coming up. I don't know. I honestly don't know. No, I never heard from Edward. Nah, you know, the only reason I wanted you to get a hold of Edward and talk to him is, you know, I wanted to get him in on that when I did that thing on Paddock, man, because he was the one asking the questions about, you know, whether I thought that was Paddock in the room or not. And that was just my kind of explanation on where I'm at with that. Again, I haven't gone completely you know, crazy on Paddock. You know, I mean, honestly, throughout all this stuff, you know, this gets complicated in a lot of different ways, man, because you know, you start looking at something and then someone says, hey, you know, look at this statement about this, you know. So you go from, you know, looking at you know, maybe pictures in the room to all of a sudden you know, reading a statement about you know, Campos and security or something like that, and then somebody starts talking about something else, and then next thing you know, you're ignoring that and you're going on to something else. It just gets really screwy. So, you know, when it came to Paddock, you know, I kind of figured other people were looking into that. And we're talking like back in the day. So, you know, I never really concentrated much on Paddock, you know, so I don't really have as much information as I think other people might as far as he goes. And so that was just kind of my explanation on where I'm at with him. And that's why that was based off something Edward had asked me in the chat. So that's why I was wondering about that. All right. So the same day, I don't know why they separated this, but they did separate this. Searches were performed for SWAT weapons, ballistic chart 308, SWAT Las Vegas ballistic, and do police use explosives? So SWAT weapons, I don't know. The guy was a gun collector. Maybe he wanted to see what kind of stuff they were using as far as, you know, his ARs. You know, ballistics chart for 308. Guy owned 308, so can't say there's anything. Hey, what's up, Edward? What's up? 308. He owned 308s, man. I don't know, what we're saying there. I mean, I understand what they're trying to frame this here, but again, SWAT Las Vegas. Okay, now we're getting a little crazy. Ballistic, whatever. That's really kind of a general term. Do police use explosives? That's where we start to get into nefarious territory, and that's where things start to become questionable as far as that goes. And so those were the Google search queries. Then he used Bing, right? Who used Bing? Who ever used Bing? That's weird. But he did. 9/5/2017. So, and I'm kind of recapping this. I went over this last time, but, I figured that these are kind of important. So I kind of wanted to do this again. 9/5/2017, search were performed for Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, Route 91 Harvest Festival 2017 attendance, and Route 91 Harvest Festival 2017. All right, so chances are I looked up the Mandalay Bay's page, probably said right across the street from Route 91. Come see the Route 91. And, and that may have led him down this rabbit hole of checking out the Route 91. So in that there, I don't know if that points to premeditation or not. I think that's up in the air. Okay. Anyway, so following websites were accessed through Internet Explorer private browser. So yeah. Private browser's not that private. So apparently lifeisbeautiful.com, the lineup, google.com maps. I forget what that map link led to. I really don't. I don't even know if it still works. I don't know if those links change as the maps are updated. I don't know. lifeisbeautiful.com/tickets. So this guy buy tickets to Life is Beautiful. Kind of looks like it, to be honest with you. And of course we have no dates on this. Okay. TopVegasCondos.com, the Ogden downtown Las Vegas condos for rent. All right, looking at renting the condos or the Ogden. Google.com, how crowded does Santa Monica Beach get? Again, if this guy really was antisocial, then yeah, maybe he just doesn't want to go to Santa Monica at a time when it's crazy. VividSeats.com. Now, VividSeats.com is a shitty website. Got really bad reviews. Has a problem with customer service, last I checked. And I think most of the customer service problems were from around this time in 2017. So why use Vivid Seats? Maybe there's a link to Vivid Seats on, on the site for Life's Beautiful or something like that. I don't know how he ended up on Vivid Seats. I remember actually looking up the people who founded the company and all that sort of stuff, seeing if I could find links or ties or something like that. Okay, cool. But yeah, when I looked up Vivid Seats, it was kind of a shitty website. It's kind of a half-baked crap website, and they'd actually screwed some people in the past, at least according to the reviews. So, I don't know why he liked this website for some weird ass reason. Category all concerts. He ended up Fenway Park concerts and seatings. Again, we don't have a timeline for this, so we don't know when these were done. We're assuming around the same time, but that's just assuming. The best 14 best outdoor concert venues in the United States. All right. And again, this is on Vivid Seats, so this is, a ticket buying website. TSMinteractive.com, one of the most crowded beaches in America. I don't remember what the deal was with that site. Like I said, a lot of this is a long time ago. Yelp.com, Santa Monica Beach. He actually yelped a beach. Who does that? But I guess, whatever. Vivid Seats, and the guy lived near there, so he should have a pretty good idea what Santa Monica Beach is. VividSeats.com, maybe he just never went that direct. I don't know, whatever. And maybe he didn't live there. Maybe he just owned the unit or what. I don't know. Vividseats.com, Memorial Day weekend, 2017. Yeah, I don't. Okay, well, yeah, it's just a blog. He looked up a blog about Memorial Day weekend 2017. So again, no timeline on these searches, so I don't know. There with that, and I don't. Again, I don't have a lot to add to this because honestly, I did these searches a very long time ago. I'm gonna have to go back and look at these. Probably, like I said, when we go, when I get into the final, I think all these are in the final. Well, I'll look them up in the final. Grant Park Music Festival. Now we do have dates on these, 5/18. So this was earlier in the year, at 4 in the morning. Like I said, his sleep schedule was about 3 in the morning to, well, I guess he's good. This is before he goes to sleep. So, GrantParkMusicFestival.com. If I remember right, Grant Park Music Festival is kind of a little chicken shit music festival. Nothing really special about it. Not a lot of people, I mean, there's people that attend it, but it's not huge. It's not like a stadium kind of thing, like the Life's Beautiful. And I don't remember if there's buildings around it that, could have been the same event kind of thing. I don't know. Then he immediately went on Ticketmaster. So this guy attended Grant Park Music Festival. I remember looking it up that year, trying to see if I could find him in the crowd, and I never did. But who knows? Maybe I could find another video out there. Ticketmaster.com. So you looked up Ticketmaster twice. San Diego.org, right? So this is after the search for Ticketmaster. So maybe something from San Diego popped up on his Ticketmaster. Don't know. San Diego.org again. Twice in the same minute. Okay. Probably just going from site to site, link to link or whatever. Then he ends up, 35 minutes later on vividseats.com. So either he sat on San Diego.org for a while or there's something in between those that we're not getting. Or he could have got up and did something. Who knows? Las Vegas Condo Experts.com. And that was 9/4. So Las Vegas High Rise Tour.com, the highrisegroup.com. This is 9/4, 2017. So we go back up here. 9/4. He was doing the Las Vegas rentals, Las Vegas condo rentals. These kind of match up. These are Google search queries. But for some weird ass reason, he went on to Bing and started doing them on, Internet Explorer. Okay, it says Internet Explorer. Yeah, okay, so redundant information, redundant stuff. Evidence from the Dell laptop computer recovered from 32135. For those that missed it, so he looked up how to remove the hard drive out of an E5570 Dell laptop. And so we're assuming that is a laptop that's taken apart and is in the trash and missing a hard drive. This is, I guess, the second Dell laptop that he owned, the E5570. So I would assume, I don't know, I'm assuming here, that, when he bought two of these, one was most likely Mary Lou's, one was his, I would think. We got a hard drive missing out of one, so which is which? Or did she just not want it? He just took both of them. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. But I would assume, I always kind of assume that when he bought two of something, one was Mary Lou's and one was his. Let's see. So Dell laptop model E5570 revealed numerous internet searches for open air venues. Additionally, several hundred images of child pornography were located on the computer's hard drive. Okay, so I guess we're assuming this is his. The investigation into the source of these images is ongoing. The following internet searches from his laptop are indicated below. How tall is Mandalay Bay? Unknown date. I don't know why it's an unknown date. I don't understand why it's an unknown date when they got the dates of everything else here. Nevada gun shows, 9/2/2017 and 9/30/2017. I don't remember when the actual gun shows were out there. I don't know. I believe there was somebody that talked to me that had information on when those gun shows were. I forget what the exact date was, and I think there was a date while he's at the Ogden where there's a gun show happening at the Cashman Center down here. Okay, so Life is Beautiful 2017 did this on 9/20, so it's pretty close at that point. I did that on 9/20, so let's go up here. Let's look at when he was looking up the Life is Beautiful up here. Let's see, Life is Beautiful. So 9/5/2017. So again, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks later, or whatever. We got him down here looking up the Life is Beautiful again. Excalibur Hotel and Casino 9/23/2017. It's interesting. These are not on the same date. But, you know, it is what it is. Excalibur Hotel Casino, Las Vegas Academy of Performing Arts Center, same day as Excalibur. I don't remember where in Vegas the Performing Arts Center was located. The Fremont Hotel Casino, I know exactly where that's located. The El Cortez, that's located in the same area. Family Court Service Center. Yeah, that's weird. Gary Reese Freedom Park. Don't remember much about Gary Reese Freedom Park from my memory. Cashman Center, Cashman. What do you call it? Oh my God, I can't think of words right now. Words are hard. Um, oh God, it's a convention center. It was like a convention center. It was like a small version of a convention center. So I guess it's for like more of the gun shows and stuff like that that happen regularly in Vegas that did draw massive crowds. Um, Cashman Field, you know, that's like a sports center. A lot of baseball fields, basically. Um, oh shit. And I'm lagging out. Hold on. All right. I hear myself again. All right. So we're good. All right. Don't know where I left off in that. So Cashman Center, Cashman Field. Cashman Center is basically a convention center, you know, in basically on Cashman Field, to my knowledge. Cashman Field is kind of like a sports complex. A lot of basically baseball fields on that thing. At the time that he was out there at the Ogden, uh, to my knowledge, what was happening at the Cashman Field was some sort of Little League championships, and it was to my memory, I believe it's a team from south of the border. I don't remember if it was Mexico or it was another country down there south of the border that sent a team up that actually won that thing, and so it was kind of a, you know, we had other countries coming in to play that, and you know, I don't remember the exact specifics on it. Again, I have a video out there floating around somewhere. I'll have to go back and look at it, but to my knowledge, that's what it was. It was like a Little League tournament that was happening while he was out there at the Ogden. The Neon Museum, Mob Museum. Neon Museum doesn't get a lot of visitors, really doesn't. I looked up a walkthrough from 2017 around that same time. You can find them online on YouTube. To my knowledge, Neon Museum at that point was getting about maybe a dozen people at one time in there. It's not that big, not that large. So I don't think he was planning to attack that event or that location. The Mob Museum, same thing, man. Mob Museum is not very exciting. It's just basically you walk through and there's a bunch of reading material about the mob in Vegas and stuff like that. Not a lot of visitors, nowhere near what we got at the Route 91, not even close. Discovery Children's Museum, man, that's creepy. That's creepy as hell. And these are all on the same day, man. Discovery Children's Museum is kind of a creepy one. But yeah, what's going on there? What's happening with the Discovery Children's Museum? Because I have a hard time believing he's going to shoot up any of these events. And he did this search twice, which has always been a problem with me. This guy didn't just look this up once. He looked this up twice. Again, the argument that I would use is it's possible that his browser was still on this. He had this open in a tab or something like that. When he opened his computer back up on the 26th, it pinged it again, and that's where this second thing came from. But I don't know. It is kind of a creepy thought to me. Arizona Charlie's is a locals casino. It's a little bit of a dive. So it's kind of odd that he would be looking that up. I believe it is over there near downtown. It's kind of close to downtown, but it is kind of a locals casino. It's kind of ghetto. And there was a shooting at Arizona Charlie's in 2017. I believe it was December of 2017. A guy brought an AR-15 of all things into Arizona Charlie's. I believe he was attacking his girlfriend. Security came up, and to my memory, he shot a security guard. Didn't kill him, but he shot a security guard. He shot him in the leg or something like that. Or her. I think the security guard was a female that he shot that day. And that guy ended up in jail. All right, so real quick, where's the hard drive located on E5570? And I believe these are artifacts from the actual E5570, right? Or no, this is just Google search queries. So does it say up here? Let's look. Yeah, okay. So this is from the E5570. So he looked up on that laptop how to remove the hard drive out of that laptop. So again, we're assuming that the laptop that's torn apart in the trash, unless there's something in the evidence, which I haven't yet really gone through completely, or I don't remember. Unless there's something in the evidence stating directly that is an E5570 in the trash, which I believe it probably is. NHRA schedule. Well, if this guy's going to fucking kill himself, why is he looking up the NHRA schedule on the 30th? Strange stuff. That points to not being premeditated. But so that's an issue. But if you look at these searches, man, on the 23rd, he looked up all these things. The Excalibur Hotel Casino. Days, it's kind of getting worn out. Las Vegas Academy and Excalibur Hotel, you stay there if you have kids. You usually don't stay there unless you got kids. There ain't no reason to be there, unless you got kids. So strange stuff, right? We're seeing a lot of things that have to do with kids. Las Vegas, a lot of these museums and stuff. Yeah, no. Fremont Hotel, nah, it's not really a kids thing. Not really kid friendly. El Cortez, not really kid friendly. But the Family Courts and Service Center, man, you're looking that shit up. If you don't have kids, that's weird. And to my knowledge, I believe they have metal detectors. They have guards with guns. Not going to really shoot that up like he did the festival. Cashman Center, Cashman Field. Cashman Center, I was told, is possible. He was looking up gun shows at the Cashman Center. So that could also, I guess, explain Cashman Field. But Cashman Field, like I said, was just a bunch of ballparks. Small baseball fields. Neon Museum. This guy wanted to go to the Neon Museum. They call it the Neon Graveyard. The Mob Museum. Why is this guy going to museums? Discovery Children's Museum. Again, children. What are we doing with children here? Anyway, and I don't think he's, doing kiddie porn at the Discovery Children's Museum. No. I mean, I don't know. All right, so moving on. This is where I left off last time. On 10/6/2017, approximately 16:25 under the coroner, basically. The FBI incident number, whatever, and autopsy was performed on the body of Paddock at coroner by Dr. Lisa Gavin. Now, this I think I skipped over. I don't think I really paid any attention to his autopsy. Stephen Paddock, date of birth 53/49. Let's see, so that makes him. Oh, I don't even know. That doesn't make him a Pisces, does it? I don't even know. Male, Caucasian, 73 inches. 73 inches. Oh my God. My calculator's off, man. I can't even figure that out right now. Jesus. I can't. That's let's see, 6 foot would be 72 inches, right? So that says he's 6'1". 224 pounds. All right, he's a big guy, but not huge. Well, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? For 6'1", that's not massive. That's not massive at all. I mean, he's not a small guy, but he's not massive. Body seal number, don't care. Removed at 4:25 hours. When was, okay, so this is 10/6. Okay, this is 10/6. So this was after everybody else was done, I believe. I thought, I don't know. I'd have to go back on that. Specific photography, body bag seal, clothed body, pre-cleaned unclothed body, post-cleaned unclothed body, injuries, and x-rays. The following persons were in attendance: Clark County Coroner Fudenberg, that name. We've heard a lot about him. Forensic pathologist Dr. Gavin. Detective Colin, SCSA Fletcher. Not sure what SCSA stands for. Offhand. FBI ERT agents, 2 of them. Of course, we don't get their names, but whatever. Don't need them, I guess. Forensic technician Rosales. I'm guessing just somebody to help out there, hold the tools and such. Pass around the sponges. The following items of evidence were retained by the FBI's evidence recovery team. 1 brown long sleeve shirt, which he did not wear the whole time he was out there, man. This guy did change shirts. He changed clothes. I hate hearing that. 1 pair of black pants, 1 pair of white socks, 1 pair of black slip-on shoes. Man, this guy loved his shoes, man. We went through it last time, man. This guy had like 3 pairs of shoes in that room. It's crazy. Or in those 2 rooms. 1 pair of blue underwear. So this guy did wear underwear. I believe it said they were boxers in the other one. There was we had some issues with that. We're talking about that. Paper tissue from the decedent's ears. Print exemplars. I seem to remember somebody explaining that to me. I don't remember what that is. Run projectile recovered from the decedent's head. I had somebody tell me, man, they couldn't believe that the bullet didn't actually go through his skull, man. Didn't, have an exit wound. I forget what caliber gun that was, but yeah, I don't know enough about guns and how big his head was and how much mass that had to go through to get through his skull. I don't know. October 6, 2017, detectives from the LVMPD, along with the LVMPD crime scene analysts, attended the autopsy of Stephen Paddock at the coroner. I'm tired of trying to figure that out. Also presented were members of the FBI evidence recovery team who retained all collected evidence. Oh, man, really? They fucking handed it right over to the FBI. The exam room was secured by Clark County Coroner John Fudenberg. Of course it was secured, because you had people like Goodman trying to get in there. Forensic pathologist Lisa Gavin performed the autopsy with 1 assistant. The scene was x-rayed, photographed, cleaned. Prior to Dr. Gavin's exam, preliminary, the injuries noted were on the posterior of both calves and a gunshot wound to the upper palate inside the decedent's mouth with obvious damage to the upper teeth. The cause of Paddock's death was an interoral gunshot wound, and the manner of death was ruled suicide. Investigation. That's all we got. That's all we got. Okay, well, I guess this is preliminary, but that's all we got. That's. I expected a little more out of that. Mandalay Bay hotel room, because I just didn't learn anything from that. But all right. LVMPD officers located several documents to include photographs identifying Paddock as a suspect who was lying on the floor with an apparent gunshot wound to the head. Also located inside the room, investigators found documentation related to Danley, who was later identified as the longtime girlfriend of Paddock. So, again, when you ask if I believe that this was Paddock, this is what I have to go on. This is all I have to go on, because I've never heard, anything that hasn't been, in some way debunkable to tell me anything otherwise, to indicate otherwise. So, that's where, I run into the problem of, believing that this is not, somehow not Stephen Paddock. Located throughout the 100 wing hallway from the double doors to room 135 to the alcove wall of room 105 were over 200 bullet strikes. Yeah. Okay. And we do have a breakdown of that later, which I guess I'll get into eventually. I think that was one of the last things that came out. The bullet strikes consisted of actual impacts and holes. These strikes were caused by approximately 35 rounds fired down the 100 wing from inside of room 32135. Now, when I went through that evidence, it was 36. I remember that number, 36. I believe there's 32 holes in the door, if I remember right. I think it's 32 that people were counting. But here it's saying 35. Law enforcement and coroner took custody of Paddock's body. The body was photographed and transported to the coroner, where an autopsy was conducted. The room was secured for evidence recovery. The FBI evidence recovery team responded and took the lead role on documentation and recovery of all evidence inside the hotel rooms and hallway. Located inside the master bedroom, suite 135, were hand drills, drill bits, several miscellaneous tools. Wish they would have listed that. I guess they're probably in the other stuff. And equipment Paddock used to drill holes, run wires, and set up surveillance cameras that showed the 100 wing hallway. That's kind of a weird statement, I mean, really drilling the holes. What did he do with those drills? I mean, I'm trying to, like I said, my head's a little foggy here this morning, but I'm trying to think what he did with those drills, other than possibly put the bracket up in the hallway. Because even though they say he drilled a hole next to the door, he didn't use it for anything, as far as I know. He didn't need to drill a hole for the peephole. So, I mean, maybe he extended the peephole a little bit. Maybe he pulled the lens out and then had to drill the hole a little bigger to fit his in there. I don't know. But as far as that goes, like I said, that's a weird statement. The way they framed that was strange. It's nefarious. Inside the bedroom were several empty ammunition boxes, live rounds, loaded rifle magazines, duffel bags, suitcases, 2 laptop computers, one which was broken and missing the hard drive, snorkeling kit bag. Bag, really? I thought he pulled that out of a plastic. Yeah, whatever. Diving mask, circular glass cutter with suction cup, and miscellaneous personal items. All right. Circular glass cutter. That's interesting. You had a glass cutter up there. I don't know why he brought that up there. Like I've said before, that glass, those windows are thick. So I don't know if a glass cutter would really do much on those windows. Not sure what that's about. with suction cup. Circular glass cutter. This guy tried to cut a circle into that thing. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense, right? You know, because those are double paned windows. I've been there, I've seen them. Like I said, they're very thick, so I don't even know if a glass cutter would work on those windows, period, at all. Because, I mean, all a glass cutter really does is score the glass so that you can bust it out. Yeah, so circular glass cutter, what's he going to do? What's he going to do with that? Is he going to cut a circular hole in the inside of the window? What's that going to prove? What's that going to do for you? That ain't going to do much of anything. Because then you still have an outer pane of glass. Now you're not going to cut a circle, 2 inches. Well, let's see, 2 inches. It'd probably be about 6 inches. 6 inches diameter in the inside layer, and then shove that thing through that inside layer to the outside layer, and then cut another 6. No, it's not going to work. It doesn't work that way, I don't think. Unless it was adjustable in some way. I don't know. I guess it could have been. So that seems a little bizarre. Like that was kind of pointless. If this guy planned this out as meticulously as they're saying, then yeah, that glass cutter, I don't know. Located throughout the main living area in the suite were 18 rifles, 1 handgun rifle, casings, and loaded magazines. A blue plastic tube was fashioned with a fan on one end and a snorkel mouthpiece on the other end. Oh, man, MacGyver. Spotting scope on a tripod was on the floor near Paddock's body, and a slip of paper was on a small table with handwritten distances on it. All right, so the scope, no idea what that's for. Unless he was scoping out people in the concert. You want to go conspiracy with this stuff, man. He's scoping out individual people or checking people out in the concert. Maybe, again, it's creepy to say, man, and it's fucked up. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, at least people who are in attendance. But maybe he was scoping out some chicks at the concert. I don't fucking know. I can't imagine what that would be for, because my understanding of a spotting scope is you have somebody on the spotting scope while you're firing long distances with a gun, and they're telling you where you're missing, how far off you're missing, and stuff like that, so you can adjust your aim. Weird stuff, man. I don't know. I could be wrong, but every video I've watched on that's how that works. So I'm not too sure what he'd have that up there for. Slip of paper with handwritten distances on it. I guess that's a way to put it. The distances, not necessarily calculations, but distances. I guess they're calculations because they all have equal signs on them. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that they're bullet drops rates. I don't know what those distances were. Several suitcases and bags were throughout the main room. Correct that. I believe the second calculation on there was actually the bullet drop distance. That one matched up. The rest of them didn't. Anyway, several suitcases and bags were throughout the main room, contained personal items and loaded rifle magazines. Yeah. Laptop computer was located on the bar, connected to a live feed camera attached to the peephole in the main door to suite 135. So here they're saying that it was actually connected at this time. I don't remember if it was or not. I thought it was not, but it's possible that they assess the situation as far as what was on the computer at the time. It did look like on that computer, on that laptop at the time of the breach, it looked like there was a camera program on there. So it's possible that the program was running at the time, and somehow during the breach, somebody tripped over that cable and disconnected it. I don't know. Maybe it was connected at the breach. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see those cords in that grainy ass footage. Room 134 was an adjoining room to suite 135 used by Paddock. Located inside the room were 5 rifles. I'm making up words now. Casings, live ammunition, and several loaded magazines. A pair of gloves were located on one of the beds, and sandals were located on the floor near the bed. Again, sandals. He's got a pair of sandals here. I believe he had a pair of shoes in the 135 bedroom. There was a glove on the counter. He was wearing gloves. There's a pair of gloves in the 134 room. This is strange. This is very strange. Inside the bathroom, a snorkel tube was located in the trash. Again, strange. He was taking apart the snorkel in 134. That's weird. Shoot, I may have gone already through this. A room service receipt and a cardboard box with mailing labels was also located in the bathroom. Room service receipt and a cardboard box with mailing labels. Are they trying to say that the cardboard box had a mailing label on it? Because that is very misleading. That tells me that he had a bunch of those little labels that the realtors send you that say your address on them and your name as a way of getting business from you. I don't know, but I'm guessing what they're supposed to be saying there. It's a cardboard box with a mailing label on it, which was to Haig's address. Guessing. In the walkway leading to the door to the main hallway was a food service cart. A laptop computer was placed on the food service cart. So we're talking about 134 here. It was connected to live feed cameras and a battery pack with wires connecting it to the cameras on the food service cart in the 100 wing hallway. Was it though? Was it? Fuck me. Okay, so I guess it's possible. Okay, so it probably is what's going on here, I'm guessing. He was powering the NRAN monitor because the NRAN monitor shouldn't have been going to this computer. The NRAN monitor should have been going to the tablet for the NRAN system that was sitting in room 135. So trying to piece what they're saying here together, realistically, it's possible that the NRAN was being powered through a USB that was connected to the computer that was in the hallway of 134. That's the only way I can make that make sense. And yeah, there was a cable going into the room, so I don't know. From that NRAN, I believe. So I guess that's how he powered it, I'm guessing. So it was connected to the camera, I guess. But it would have been just to power it. I don't think it would have been to actually see it. And that, again, I say this every time, that laptop computer is funny because the way it's placed in that hallway, you could not see that laptop, to my understanding. I mean, unless I'm wrong, unless somebody can prove me wrong on this, you cannot see that laptop from anywhere in that room except for adjacent to that hallway, which would have been the desk and the doorway. All evidence located recovered inside 135 and room 135. .317 and was locked. The key for the vehicle was obtained from the valet. All right. Search warrant was obtained, and at 3:25 in the morning, so this is after Lombardo's press conference, detectives with the LVMPD, All Hazard Regional Multi-Agency Operations and Response Section Armor. Ooh, they dug hard for that one. They dug deep on that. Oh, man. Lagging out again. Man, this connection's unstable. A door. This connection is unstable as the government these days. All right, I gotta close that then. That door's driving me nuts. really going to get on my nerves after a while. A search warrant was obtained, and detectives. Okay, so let's see. Broke a window to the vehicle to allow explosive detection dog access to ascent from inside the vehicle. A U.S. Marshal explosive detection canine moved around the vehicle and gave an alert to the presence of explosive precursors. Detectives secured the area on the belief there were explosive precursors within the vehicle. They just say explosives. Why did they say precursors? Armor detectives requested LVMPD dispatch notify the Las Vegas Fire Rescue, Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, and Explosive Task Force. Respond. Oh, these people and their acronyms. Las Vegas Fire Rescue responded with their whatever unit, vehicle, along with FBI bomb technicians. Located inside the vehicle were 5 bags. They didn't explain, they explained how they broke the window, but they didn't explain, drilling holes into the vehicle to check things, putting scopes in there, stuff like that. And they didn't blow the vehicle up, apparently. Located inside the vehicle were 5 bags, which were x-rayed and removed by the FBI. Upon rendering the vehicle safe, the vehicle and all items located inside were photographed. All items removed from the vehicle were placed back inside, and the vehicle was sealed. So they threw everything back in the car? Okay. The vehicle was subsequently towed to from the Mandalay Bay Hotel to a secure FBI facility for a thorough search and evidence collection. Evidence collected from inside Paddock's vehicle included loaded rifle magazines for both AR-15, AR-10 style rifles. Also collected were 22-pound containers of exploding targets, 10 1-pound containers of exploding targets, and 2 20-pound bags of explosive precursors. So, whatever that tannerite's made of, I can't even remember, the ammonium nitrate or whatever. All right, so I wonder, I wonder what came about the fingerprinting of the vehicle, man. That would be interesting to see. I think more so than the actual room, who'd been in and out of that vehicle. Paddock's Mesquite residence. LVMPD detectives responded to Paddock's residence in Mesquite, Nevada. The residence was located at 1372 Babbling Brook Court. And I don't know if I've ever told anyone this story. Well, I think I have, but I don't know if I told it live. I knew people that I gave my tickets to the punk rock bowling in 2000. Was it 18? I think it was 2018. Might be 19. No, I think it was. No, I'm pretty sure it was 2018. I gave my tickets to punk rock bowling because I didn't want to go that year. And I had bought tickets in advance, and the people stayed in this in Mesquite, and with it was a girl and her husband, and people I work with, and her husband, I guess, had family out there in Mesquite. His mom and dad lived in Mesquite. So I went and stayed with the mom and dad, man, to save money, I guess, whatever, and to visit. She tells me they lived actually down the street from this guy, from this Babbling Brook Court, thing. And they'd actually seen Paddock and said he was just a quiet dude. They'd never actually talked to him. But they used to see him, coming and going, I guess. So that was interesting. Detectives obtained and served a search warrant at this location. Inside the residence, seven shotguns, 5 handguns, 6 rifles, exploding targets, fire ammunition, rifle magazines, and computer-related items were recovered. These items were impounded and turned over to the FBI for processing. And we discussed this last time. It's very interesting that those exploding targets that were in the Chrysler Pacifica, it never mentioned, as far as I've seen anywhere, that he bought those, as I believe the brother was trying to attest to, that he bought those, or that he was, I guess, assuming, I don't know. When he bought that rifle, it didn't say anything about buying this tannerite stuff at that time, right? So that would indicate that if that is true, then that would indicate that this guy actually took those things from his home residence and brought those to Vegas. Why would he do that? That's, another one of those mysteries. Let's see. So Paddock's Reno residence. And of course, FBI took everything. FBI takes everything. They didn't trust the police department with it. I mean, what the fuck? Paddock's Reno residence. I guess FBI is doing the all the stuff here, though. They're doing the heavy lifting. They're sending agents out here. FBI, Paddock's Reno residence. FBI agents responded to Paddock's Reno residence in Reno, Nevada. The residence was located. Yeah, don't care. Del Webb Parkway, whatever. Agents obtained and served a search warrant at this location. Inside the residence were 2 shotguns, 5 handguns, firearm ammunition, rifle magazines, and computer-related items. The items were recovered by the FBI for processing. So in Reno, he had shotguns. He had 5 handguns. So he didn't have a lot of weapons over there. He didn't have a lot of his guns over there in Reno. But he had rifle magazines, right? No rifles, but he had rifle magazines. That's strange. Computer-related items. I love how open-ended that is. They're like, what the fuck does that even mean? That's interesting. And again, the NRAN system, haven't seen anything on the NRAN system yet, although I'm sure that's probably in a lot of the search warrant stuff that, honestly, I never went through a lot of that stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where the NRAN, the other 3 cameras for that NRAN system ended up, if they're used around the house or not. The investigative process required information to be obtained from numerous sources and venues to include, but not limited to, hotels and casinos, firearms-related businesses, residents of Stephen Paddock, vehicles of Stephen Paddock, internet providers, telephone companies, online retail businesses, email companies. All right. And, apparently Microsoft was willing to cooperate completely. During the course of the investigation, law enforcement authored approximately 1,062 legal notices. These legal notices were to obtain information or items from venues related to the investigation. These legal documents included, but are not limited to, administrative subpoenas, court orders, search warrants, grand jury subpoenas. So I'm wondering if we could have access to those legal notices. I wonder if we could figure out where they were looking, for some of this stuff, these subpoenas and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if that's part of FOIA, if that's public information. I don't know. Law enforcement tips and leads. All tips or items that needed to be investigated or followed up were coordinated by the FBI and the LVMPD. These leads were tracked using the Operational Response and Investigative Online Network, or Orion. These people and their acronyms, what the fuck? All right, this is their online. Orion is their online, guys. System through the FBI. Investigators conducted interviews with 43 people directly associated with Paddock. These included 24 gambling associates. What does that mean? The hell does that mean? 24 gambling associates. So, casino hosts, maybe? Casino hosts? Yeah. Who are gambling associates? That's weird. Moneyland. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All I can think of is casino hosts, man. 24, I guess. Yeah, okay. All right. He had 2 from the win that they did. So yeah, there's enough casinos out there. I guess that could be a thing. 11 acquaintances and 8 blood relatives. Yeah, see, it'd be kind of interesting just to see who they were looking at as far as their acquaintances, blood relatives, stuff like that. It'd be interesting. Investigators determined key findings as a result of this investigation. Paddock acted alone. Yeah. Thousands of hours of digital media were reviewed, which we don't have. And after all the interviews conducted, no evidence exists to indicate Paddock conspired with or acted in collusion with anybody else. This includes video surveillance, recovered DNA, and analysis of cellular phones and computers belonging to Paddock. Let's see what the footnote is. Oh, geez. Okay, so that's DNA. I guess that's the. I never even knew that's what that stood for. All right, that's cool. Whatever. Go with your bad self. No suicide note or manifesto was found. I mean, what the fuck, dude? The FBI could just re-release this little portion of this thing and said, fuck you guys, because this is basically just a giant middle finger to everybody. Of all evidence collected from rooms 135 and 134, there was no note or manifesto stating Paddock's intentions. Oh my god, I can't speak. Yeah, well, there was a note, just didn't have his intentions. The only handwritten documentation found in either room was a small note indicating measurements and distances related to the use of rifles. Were they, though? Were they? Explain that, because I want to know what that is, man, because nobody's been able to explain that yet that I've seen. Everybody just kind of glances over and says, oh, those were bullet distances. Nah, I don't think they were. I don't know what they were, to be honest with you. There was no evidence of radicalization or ideology to support any theory that Paddock supported or followed any hate groups or any domestic or foreign terrorist organization. Now, if this happened in this year, in 2021 or even 2020, fuck, dude. Yeah, they would have fucking that would not be worded in that way. Despite numerous interviews with Paddock's family, acquaintances, and gambling contacts, investigators could not link Paddock to any specific ideology. Yeah, they probably would have left that out completely if that happened in 2020 or 2021, man. They would have made a big deal out of this. It'd be people marching down the streets and shit. The news would have made some shit up. Oh, shit. All right. Paddock committed no crimes leading up to October 1st mass shooting. All the weapons he purchased, to include all the ammunition, were purchased legally. This includes all the purchases Paddock made at gun stores as well as online purchases. Paddock did not commit a crime until he fired the first round into the crowd at the Las Vegas Village. I guess except breaking the fucking windows, but yeah, all right. Reference the 1,965 investigative leads, 21,560 hours of video. Wow. And we have like fucking nothing. 251,099 images obtained. What? And we got like fucking a dozen. That's great. And 746 legal notices filed or sent. I mean, they got all, I don't know, man, fuck, whatever. Nothing was found to indicate motive on the part of Paddock or that he acted with anyone else. So, I mean, come on, guys. You don't like the idea of people throwing conspiracies behind stuff like that, or maybe they do, and you're hiding that much evidence, or you're keeping that much evidence from the public. That's crazy. That's crazy. Security Officer Campos was not shot with a BB gun, but rather sustained a gunshot wound from one of the rounds fired by Paddock down the hallway of the 100 wing on the second floor. Security Officer Campos did, in fact, have a pre-planned vacation to Mexico to go visit his father, and Security Officer Campos asked law enforcement for permission to make this trip. People like us, I guess, but when you're law enforcement, why did you add this line in there? It's almost like they added a bunch of this stuff in here to shoot down all the conspiracies that were going online. But then they added this fucking bombshell of 251,000 images to tell you, yeah, basically, fuck you. This is what we think, and this is all the shit we have, and screw you. But yeah, why add this thing of Campos having this trip to Mexico? Why didn't they just keep silent on that and just say, yeah, fuck, it doesn't matter? unless it did matter, it's weird. It's strange. Just don't know why the LVMPD felt the need to add that into their report. Or, well, this is the LVMPD adding this into the report. So it's weird. It's strange. One aspect of the investigation focused on Paddock's financials. The investigation proved Paddock was self-funded through his gambling. No, he wasn't, dude. You don't win gambling. And the investigation revealed several indicators of intent on the part of Paddock. Those indicators are as follows. Okay, intent. What do we got? What do you got for me? Paddock had a reservation for a hotel during the Lollapalooza Music Festival held at Grant Park in Chicago. Okay, so that's what the Grant Park was. Illinois, during the month of August. Huh. Yeah, and that Grant Park was in the middle of a bunch of Boston searches, if I remember right. Like Route 91, the Lollapalooza Festival was held in an open-air venue. Paddock specifically requested a room overlooking the venue when he made the reservation. The reservation was canceled 2 days prior to the check-in date. I don't know what the date was on that one. So it would be, I guess, interesting. And I should be taking notes on this crap, and I'm not, so I'll probably never get around to this. But it would be interesting to see when Lollapalooza was held that year. Of course, it doesn't say what year it is, but I'm guessing, same year. See when Lollapalooza was, when it happened. 2 days before, he canceled the reservation. So 2 days before, see what was happening with the Route 91, if that had even been planned yet, or, artists had been picked for it, or whatever was going on with the Route 91 at that point. Because honestly, if you could find something, the big aha moment would be if Route 91 tickets went on sale 2 days before this Lollapalooza thing, and that would tell you something kind of crazy. But again, I don't know. I'll probably never get around to looking that up. We'll see someday, maybe. Anyway, so these are the indicators of intent. So the fact that he wanted to go to Lollapalooza was a indicator of intent. That wouldn't hold up in court, so I don't know what that's about. Paddock made lodging reservations during Life's Beautiful Music Festival held in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. The festival was an open-air music venue attended by thousands of people. Paddock requested units overlooking the venue. Paddock reserved 3 different units during the period. Again, I believe it was 5. I was showed evidence. I think it was 5. And all face the venue. I don't know why they're not saying 5, but someone showed me that it was 5, I believe. Paddock was observed in video surveillance transporting several suitcases from his vehicle to the units he reserved. Paddock was alone for the trip and was never accompanied by anyone for more than a casual conversation. Yeah, how do you describe a casual conversation? What is the description of that? And who did he have the casual conversations with? Investigators have been unable to determine if Paddock intended an attack during this festival or if he used it as a means to plan a future attack. So if you don't know what the fuck he was doing at the Life is Beautiful festival, how is that an indicator of intent? You got to be kidding me. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is stupid. That's dumb. They could have left 1 and 2 right out of this, because that is not intent. That would not hold up in any court. That's ridiculous. Maybe just like music. You don't know. Paddock conducted several internet searches, maybe just like looking at hot chicks and fucking, skimpy outfits. Who knows? Who knows what the intent was there for those 2 festivals. But, whatever. Paddock conducted several internet searches while planning his actions. And then again, I could be completely wrong. Maybe he did. Maybe they have more to that. It'd be nice if they actually shared with us more than that. But I don't like that. I don't like it when they, because at this point they're just assuming, at least with what they're giving us, that's an assumption. Paddock conducted several internet searches while planning his actions. Search terms included open air concert venues. Yeah, okay. Las Vegas SWAT tactics. Okay, that is strange. Okay, that I would say you could put into intent. Weapons and explosives. Did he look up weapons and explosives? Did he? I mean, he looked up SWAT weapons, I guess. But I guess he looked up did SWAT use explosives. Okay. Paddock also searched for various gun stores. Gun stores, who cares? The guy collected guns. Good luck in court with that one. They're lucky it didn't go to court, I guess, with this shit. This shitty investigation. Let's see. I guess the investigation would have been a little more thorough if they went to court, so that would have been nice. Would have been nice to see him in jail, I guess, and to figure out exactly what the motive was behind this. But I guess I don't know if I should wish for this guy to be alive, but like I said, it would be nice to have closure for the people that had to go through this. But Paddock searched various gun stores. Why add that in? Why did you add that in? There's no reason to add that in when he was a gun collector. The purchasing over 55 firearms, which were mostly rifles and various calibers from October 2016 to September 2017. He also bought over 100 firearm-related items through various retailers during that period. Now, they could have added, Paddock also searched for various gun stores into this number 4, and that would make a little more sense, right? Because now he's buying guns in the months coming up to this. So that does actually put it together a little bit better than what they did above that. During a stay in early September 2017, Paddock requested specific rooms that overlooked the Las Vegas Village. According to Dan Lee, Paddock spent time looking at the Las Vegas Village venue from different angles and windows while inside the room. Well, I'm sorry, but that to me does not indicate intent. I mean, the guy gets rooms with views. He looks out windows. It's it is what it is. The bracket. That bracket, man, you can see it in the body cam. That bracket's tiny. That thing is tiny. It is, it's tiny. I mean, even next to the door handle there. That's a chicken shit bracket. That is a tiny ass little thing. I can't believe Jesus couldn't just yank that son of a bitch right out, but I guess he didn't want to, he was probably afraid of damaging the door, losing his job in case that was, something that was supposed to be there. But yeah, that's a small ass bracket. He's a little chicken shit bracket on that thing. All right, we got the scene of the room, outside of the room. There's a little Logitech camera. We can see that. We can't really see the, I don't really see the Nhra down there. Ice chest still on top of the fridge. I'm guessing that's the fridge that was delivered to his room later. The doors on the floor indicates that this must have been taken shortly, I guess, after the breach. They've taken the door down so it's not hanging from that, whatever those are, hydraulic or whatever. Then close the door. It is the dummy door that is knocked down. So other than that, that's all I really see there, So we go, there's a Logitech camera. Okay. It said it was taped to the plate. At least earlier in this report, it said it was taped to the plate. Is that taped to the plate? I thought Bitsko put that plate on top. So, and it looks like I don't know if that's cellophane or if that's tape. But is it taped to the plate? It's hard to say. But, according to the report, it was taped to the plate. According to this report, it's taped to the plate. Oh, okay. Backside of that thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, things got a couple little dirty marks there. I know. I think I was the one that started that bullshit back in the day when I was sitting here saying that it looks like there's holes in the cloth on that thing. Put that up on. I was arguing with I think it was Nick Vegas or something like that about that for a bit, and now I hear people saying, they think there's holes in that car. It's like, yeah, I think I started that one. I honestly think that's probably just debris and shit from the breach, most likely. See a couple guys got some nice little kicks back there. All right. See your sneakers. All right, there's the back of the Nran. So yeah, it has cables coming in. Looks like we have a USB extender there. That's what I see. Not too sure. All right, so we got some room pictures. So I guess those little pink tabs there are for the bullet strikes. That's where the bullet strikes are from. Those bullet strikes, those look like they're a little higher than the rest, man. Those are those are kind of interesting. Again, if we see a picture of the door, it'd be nice to see how high they were on that door too. Because I could be wrong, man. I could just have this all twisted in my head. That wouldn't be the first time. But those strikes seem a little bit high. Those could possibly be from shoulder level. He didn't, standing up. That's very well possible. Again, that stupid ice chest drives me nuts, man. Because those ice chests, man, it blew the lid completely across the room. But that ice chest stayed right there. So there's something in that ice chest. What would be in that ice chest? All right, so there's the top of the ice chest. The window that is not broken. The curtains open on a window that is not broken. Oh, the humanity. So in the body cam, that window, that curtain was not actually open when they did the breach. That curtain was opened by one of the officers, I believe, during the breach. We see over there, where the broken window is. We see the curtain blowing in. Now, I don't believe they starched the shit out of that curtain just to stage a scene. I think that's ridiculous. But, more evidence there. I got an FBI agent walking through the room. So at this point, they must be in cleanup. I don't see Paddock's legs there. So at the point this was taken, it looks like they're already in cleanup mode. They already took the body out, I'm guessing. Because I think his feet would have been up against that chair. But yeah, window's still broken right there. Didn't clean the window up yet. Didn't replace the window. Oh, no, there he is. There he is. Okay, well, let's see here. I'm curious. Yeah, he could still be on the ground there, I guess. Yeah, it could be. No, I don't think so. Let's see. His feet would have been parallel with that brown table. Yeah, okay, could be. Yeah, he probably is. In fact, yeah, I think you can see his little foot there. Okay, yeah, I think he's still on the ground there. So the body isn't taken out of there yet. Again, windows blowing in. You see the glass on the floor, where you got some wind behind that window. Guns. You got the Nran monitor. Not sure what that black. Oh, that's the laptop. Okay, so that's the laptop. The other thing on the counter there. Okay, all right. Moving on. Looked at these a million times. I think everybody has at this point. It's Paddock. The Liver Mortis. Oh, the humanity. But yeah, it's got Paddock. And they put all lights. They turned all lights on in the room. So yeah, I guess they're turning lights on. Yeah, so they're doing the investigation, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, and looked at these a million times. That fucking backpack. Holy shit, that backpack. That drives me nuts. Again, looks like a child's backpack. Straps are cinched up. Doesn't look like a grown man was wearing that backpack anytime in the recent future of this. So that's a little strange. And it looks like something's in that backpack. It always did to me. Oh, and then the piece of wood underneath the gun that he didn't even fire that night. I know that's always been kind of a thing. That is strange. So we got another view here. Let's see. I don't know. Nothing really stands out that I haven't, I don't know. There's the base possibly in the background there. So, there's the base, I guess. Okay. Is it possible that I don't see the baby monitor up there. I don't know. Maybe we do actually see it, but I don't know if the baby monitor's up there. It's possible that's what's in between the ice chest and the base. Again, I think the baby monitor's been something that I've never actually been able to see in these photos. I don't know how hard I look though. But yeah, is that the base he bought? I'm guessing it is. I mean, we're all assuming that's what that is, unless that's something that came in the room and the base he bought is somewhere else. I don't know. Vibrators. What are these cases doing in the hallway here? Why are these in the hall? Why are they where they're at right there? I guess they're out of the way for him to get into 134. But these things are in 135. Why are they there? Of all places, they're not in a bedroom. Why are they there? Was he getting freaky on the couch? I mean, what's going on here? Yeah, that fucking thing. Jesus, man. That's crazy. And the people cam. Yeah, not much to see there. Just cables. Cables and cables and cables. The water bottles on the cart. The cart has the white sheet folded up. So apparently they're done with that cart at this point, I guess. Already did their little investigating on that. You see, looks like there's a cart on the other side. I'm guessing that's looks like a toolbox on it. Not sure if that belongs to the FBI or to the maintenance department. No idea. There's the 2 holes in the door. All right. The hammer with the tape on it. The Estwing hammer. All right. See a big old shard of glass right there. I think it looks like a big old shard of glass. Looks kind of out of place with all the rest of the glass, all a bunch of pebbles. A little out of place there. Strange. I mean, that glass shattered though really well. I mean, that shattered into pieces. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I'm guessing. Okay, so let's think about it like this, or I'm gonna think about it like this, just because it's the way my head works. Why would that glass shatter into little pieces if you hit it with a hammer? Why wouldn't you see larger pieces of glass? Why would it be into little tiny ass pieces like that? Like it's been ground up in a mortar and pestle. Is it possible? I mean, there's possibly bigger chunks of this glass, up under. It looks like we got one. A nice sized chunk right here. Looks like that might possibly be a chunk of glass. Don't know. But this glass got ground into, smaller pieces. Why do you think that would happen? Why would that happen? The only explanation I can come up with that I can think about is that this window was spider webbed before it was knocked out. That this something damage had been done to this window, because I would think if you hit it with that hammer, you would break apart a lot of small pieces of this glass, but I would think you would have larger chunks of this glass sitting around, right? Because that hammer would just put a hole in the thing, would spiderweb a lot of it, but at the same time, you'd have big chunks coming down with it. I'm just, trying to picture it in my head here. Of course, I'm no expert on this sort of stuff, but I would think if you actually did something to that window to cause it to spiderweb before you actually took that hammer to it, at that point you would be looking at a lot of small pieces of glass, right? Because the thing's, shattering into pieces, but it's staying intact, and then you're taking the hammer and you're busting out the rest of it. So, is it possible he shot through the window? That some of the initial shots possibly went through the actual window. That he threw some rounds through that window, spiderwebbed the shit out of it, and then took the hammer and busted out some pieces later. I don't know. Don't know. It's all assumptions. This note, Jesus, man, this fucking note. I hate this thing. Let's see how much we can zoom in on this thing without losing too much definition on it. All right, so this note, if anyone can explain what this note means, man, fucking I'm listening. Because this, the second line, I think we line that up. Makes sense. 500, I think it's 500 feet equals a 5-inch drop on that I don't remember what rifle it was. I think it was actually a 223 rounds we're looking up. I'd have to look it up again. But that actually kind of checked out. But what the fuck does that first line say? Is that, what is that, 200 F yards? I mean, is that what that says? Or is it, 2007 yards? Is that what that says? 30D, is that, or is it 300? I mean, if you have a 300 inch, what is this? What does this mean? What the hell is this? I don't think anybody's been able to actually explain the entire note to me, or to anybody. And, third line, 1,000 equals 50 feet. The hell is that? The fuck is that? If you got a 50-foot drop on a gun, you're basically you're better off with a slingshot at that point. You're just lobbing, bullets into the air and hoping they hit in the right spot. That's ridiculous. That's insane. What was 1,000 feet away from? I guess I forget what the hallway was. Shit, what was the hallway? 100 yards, I believe. I believe the hallway is 100 yards at center core. 200 yards on that first line, if that's what that is, 200 whatever F yards. I don't know. This note doesn't make any sense. Second line, like I said, that makes a little bit of sense. First line, no. Third line, no. You look at, let's zoom in a little bit more. This is something we went over a lot back in the day. All right, so you look at the note right above where it says the yards on the top line there, and actually into the top line and into the second line, you have a little bit of blurring on the blue ink that's part of the note. What that says to me is that something was placed on this note that was wet. This note got wet at some point. So did the guy put a drink on top of this note? But that's what that looks like. That looks like it got wet in some form or another at some point, and you can see that right here. Down here, not sure what that is, what the deal is with that right there. Could just be dirt. Um, you know, that's something I guess you kind of could expect to see. Got a little bit of damage down here. Not sure what that is, but yeah, this right here has always been puzzling. So the note got wet. What? How did that happen? Did he sweat on this note? I don't think the note's very big. Yeah, it's got the ruler there, but that doesn't help us out because the photo's too grainy to really see it. But I think these notes are fairly small. So, yeah, I mean, is that, like I said, is that sweat from this guy? I guess that's a possibility. Did he put a drink on top of this thing? I don't know if it's that big of a mark there, but yeah, something could have dripped on top of it. Not sure. Not sure what that is. But when they say that this is all calculations, I haven't figured that out. And I've talked to gun people about that. They haven't figured that out either. In fact, I got one more person I got to ask about that. I got to send that over to them today. Okay, so this is the dummy door, right? Yeah, it has to be the dummy door. So, okay. Yeah, so it looks like part of the dummy door is completely taken off here. Looks like a solid piece of wood going all the way down. So it looks like it was broken off right here. Possibly just ripped apart. Manhandled a little bit. Looks like it was ripped apart here. It does not look like it was cut at all. Looks like it was just torn apart. So anyway, this looks like it was taken in the bedroom, I believe. Okay, so these rounds are a little bit high. A little bit higher, right? So I guess it's possible he did this from a standing position. I was always of the assumption that these bullet strikes were a little bit lower. Looks like, looking at it right now, it looks like these were probably done from a higher position there. And no, I don't believe these are drill marks. I think that's foolish. These are thick ass doors, man. But they're what do they call? You know, yeah, right at that point there. Why they broke the thing in half, I don't know. Guess make it easier on themselves. They didn't have enough room to investigate the door in its full size. All right, so this is always an interesting photo. Shit. Keep losing connection here, man. Internet's terrible out here these days. All right, so there's a lot going on in this photo. Scuba mask. If he was worried about gas, I said this last time, but I know a lot of people ain't gonna make it through the 3-hour session there that I did. Sure, this one's going long too. Scuba mask. So if you're worried about gas, I would think the scuba mask, you would have it at the ready, along with that contraption he jury-rigged together. Drill. That drill's got a cord. Looks like he brought his own extension cord for the drill as well. Ammunition boxes. Wow. It's that magazine. You can almost read it, but you can't quite. So is that his binoculars? Is that binoculars? Is that binoculars? Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. I remember hearing binoculars in the report in this room. Binoculars were in the other room. Shell casings. I guess he had a couple of rounds that wouldn't fit in the clips. He's got a little screwdriver, looks like there, spare scissors. What are those, pliers? Looks like pliers. Was he taking the rounds out himself, like taking them apart or something? What's he doing there? That's interesting. Ammunition boxes. Looks like a lot of ammunition boxes. I forget what brand they were. I know I looked them up at one point. He kept the ammunition boxes separate from the trash because it looks like the trash in the white bag, although that is an ammunition box. I guess not. I guess that's unfounded. Of course, the computer, the bottom part of the computer, that I'm guessing is missing the hard drive. Ammunition boxes. Lots of ammunition boxes. Okay, so those are part of the ammunition boxes also. All right. Portable power something supply. But portable power supply. Huh. Wonder where that was at. Or if that was even there, or he transported something else in that box. I don't know. It might be here somewhere. Like I said, I haven't, a lot of that stuff I never really dealt too much with. Got a nice little, I don't know, velvet thing here. I don't know what that is. Know a lot of guitar cases come with velvet in them, so who knows? Maybe some of his guns did too. Maybe he babied some of those things. Who knows? Anyway. All right, so this take, it looks like from the doorway. Yeah, it's from the doorway. Kind of a chicken shit picture, man. That's all we get. That's all we get. That's crazy. But yeah, I took a picture from the doorway. I don't know why they framed the picture that way, but all right. Not really too interested in that. I mean, other than the fact that you can see the airport over here pretty clearly, you know, that's interesting. Okay, and so that pamphlet, that thing right there looks like what's on the other desk. So that probably came with the room. That's probably Mandalay Bay something or other. Sandals. I guess those are the sandals. Those are pretty shitty sandals. Couldn't afford the Birks, man. Didn't go for the Birks. I guess he wasn't that yuppie. Anyway, so yeah, the guns. Looks like this one was probably transported from room 135 into here when he fired out the window. Again, I'd have to go through this again, try to figure out which gun it was that was actually shot out that window. I'm guessing it would be this thing, since actually no, that's the breech loaded one. Not sure which one of these guns was fired out the window. Offhand, I'd have to go back and look. I know it's in there, but I gotta go back and look. So this picture was taken, to my knowledge, this picture was taken after they'd moved this cart. This cart was moved at this point. So is this cable for the ANRAN? Is the ANRAN going straight into the power here? Or is this the cable for this laptop? And what's this other cable to? Is that a cell phone charger? Looks like that might be a cell phone charger. And this might be the computer cable. All right. Why you got a cell phone charger in there? I have no idea. In that position on the floor? That's weird. But it does look like a cell phone charger. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. Unless it's some sort of extension cable to this. I don't know. And what is back there? What is that? What is that? Anyway, so I believe that this cart was moved at this point. These plates right here were up against this wall at a funny angle. And then when they would have moved the cart, the plates would have went flush with the cart. So I believe that was a later picture taken, probably after the evidence was already kind of being done. Probably after they're done with that cart, I'm guessing. The Chrysler Pacifica. Yeah, all right. Engel bag. Now, to my knowledge, Engel does make clothing for younger women, not necessarily older women. But whatever. Strange. And there's, I think there's a water bottle over in the passenger seat over here. Be nice to see what the fingerprints came back on that water bottle. The DNA came back on that water bottle. It'd be something that'd be good to have, which I'm sure they have. Bag, towel, clips. Looks like tannerite. These might be stuff he did himself, although I'm not too sure about tannerite. But it doesn't look like the blue canisters you see down here. All right, so although he did have two different types, or two different weights on those, so who knows? This is let's see, that's 315, so this would be in spot 316. That's the car's in 317, so that means that stuff's being taken on the other side of this car. It was taken out on the other side. All right. I'm guessing that most likely. Let's see, two. Oh no, this says two something. So this would be across. So they took this stuff across the to another parking stall. All right. Oh, the bullets in the tanks. Jet A. Now, there was somebody that was going to look this up, and unfortunately, that'll never happen now. Somebody was going to look up the burn rate on jet fuel. All right. So we got, yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like those were the incendiaries. Made a shit ton of mess on the outside of this container. And from reading the Hague report, I guess the way those rounds work is they have they're hollowed out in the center. They have like I think they have like what do they call it, a steel jacketed tip or whatever. The ideology on these bullets, I guess, these incendiary rounds, from what I was reading in his little report there, is these things, the tip is meant to penetrate, and then behind that tip is a hollowed out section with phosphorus, I believe it is. And so that is what's meant to happen, is the tip penetrates, and as the tip penetrates, it dislodges, shoots the phosphorus right into the target, and that ignites. So it looks like, since the tip didn't really penetrate all the way through, the phosphorus crap spilled onto the outside of this tank and made this mess on the outside, at least some of it. Or the tip just didn't dislodge, and the bullet, as it slightly punctured here, it just splattered onto the side of this tank, and shot the phosphorus all over the side there, I'm guessing. Now, this picture doesn't do it justice at all. This picture definitely does not do this justice, because this concert looks a lot closer than what it looks like in this photo. I mean, like I said, I've been on the roof of this building, or up at the top floor, and I would say, your perspective is probably closer to that. And it's completely possible, if you're not aiming for a specific target, to just spray into that area right there. It's completely possible. Looks like there's people standing around down here. Of course, we got all the debris up here, so this picture was taken. I think somebody actually figured out exactly when this picture was taken. I think it was Lego, and I don't remember the exact timing on this picture that he determined, but personally, I just don't. But you see all the debris out here, so they have not yet cleaned up, everything. Um, I believe there was in the report there was a couple bodies here. There was one up here, I believe, and it looks like they're not there. So it looks like they've transported some of the bodies already. We have a couple dudes standing around down here. The FBI has not yet started taking up the carpet. Well, they haven't even removed any of the evidence here. So, yeah, they haven't really gotten too far in the investigation at this point. Looks like blood. That's blood. I believe that's the area. We do see somebody. We do see somebody dead in that area that was dragged to that area. So I believe that's her blood right there. Not sure what this is up here. It looks a little darker, but it's possible it's a blood spot also, but that is a lot of blood right there. Got some back here. I'm guessing that's blood. But this, I'm just thinking it's blood because we do see a body that was dragged over, and I believe that is the location. I believe there were a couple people down here that were killed in the report. So you do have a little bit of red staining down here, which I'm guessing is probably also, blood. You got a little bit of red staining here, it looks like, in here, over here possibly. There's a mess right here, but I believe there's someone that died right about here also. According to the report. So there's that. This is the last slide of the thing too. So so they still have all the equipment back here. These were, I believe, the stage equipment for the various bands and stuff like that. They were coming in and out of this. This would be gate 7 right here. And then I believe we have gate 5. I believe this is gate 4B or something of that nature. Or no, this is gate 5. That's gate 6. And then gate 7 is down at the bottom. I believe gate 4B is up here. And I believe gate 4A would be right about here. I believe is how that's situated. And then 1, 2, and 3 are on the bottom down here. Of course, the brick wall, we saw a lot of that in the footage. I mean, you can see the view here. All those people were hiding behind that wall. And anybody that wasn't, you saw a lot of people running up and down this whole area right here. They're wide open, man. Wide open. I believe the police vehicles were somewhere in, I think, this area right here. If I'm not mistaken, we did see some police run through this little area down here. But I'm not positive, but I think the police vehicles were around here somewhere that night. And I think that's where they're being shot at. So, all right. But yeah, so I may be going back and forth to this image quite a bit. I mean, he's got an image of the church. He can see the church. Not a lot of hiding area around this church at all from him, except on the backside over here. But I mean, the way the church is curved, man, fuck, that's crazy. That's insane. It's sad. It's insane. Trying to get my bearings here. Okay, well, we all know what this area is. The videos we watched this last couple weeks here, and the cops running people out of this exit, running them all the way over here, leaving them here, running back over here, and then telling them to get to Hooters, which isn't that, I believe that would be right there. So they're telling people to go to Hooters. The apartment complex where we actually see a couple people pass away. I'm not sure if that's it. If that's it, I honestly am not too positive right now. I got to look at the Google Street View on that because I'm actually curious about that. It's stuff I've never really dealt with before. Anyways, so I think that's it for the prelim. I mean, that's the end of the prelim. And I see the glass is all shattered, but that's looks like the inside pane, and then that would be the outside pane of glass. From there, it looks like there's actually 3 panes of glass. I don't know about that. I don't know if I buy that. I may be tripping there. But yeah, and see, you got the outside looks like larger pieces. But the inside looks like it was shattered, man. Looks like it got shattered good. It's just spider webbed. Whatever he did there. So for anybody who listens to this, I'm just going to explain a couple things. Make sure I'm being heard. The audio is still going. Just want to explain a couple things going forward with this. This last release, this release number 6, is all I've gone through, right? I haven't really gone through much yet, as far as doing this stuff live. And again, I'm taking a closer look at this stuff than I ever have before. Generally before it was just kind of watching in the background and not really paying too much attention to it. Because, you're looking for certain things, and, going through all this footage is very tedious, which is why I'm doing it live, just to get me to do it. Going through this stuff in this release number 6, I can identify 2 people who passed away. And I can identify them pretty much positively. One of them I can positively identify completely. I can explain their entire route, exactly how they got to where they got, and, how they passed away, all that stuff. I can go through the entire episode of that person, right? From the time of the concert, because there's pictures of the concert, to the video, and to the person passing away, the person dying. There's another person that I can also pretty much identify who it is, tag it to an autopsy, which then I can put to the person themselves. And then there's another one where we actually do see a man who's passed away, and that was pretty obvious as they put a sheet over him in one of those videos. And then there's up to about 4 others that I can say, one of which I could say I believe she passed away also. And I think I can identify her at this point with help of, with the help of somebody who helped me identify who that was. But, I could sit here. I thought about it this week, and I decided not to do this. And, at one point I was sitting here thinking I could do a video of at least one of these people. And I could go through the entire pathing. I can go through the entire, how I figured out who it was, and, go through it all and explain to everybody exactly who that person is, how they died, what they went through at this concert. And the second person, I can do some of that work as well. And I thought I was going to do a video and or do it in the recap of that section, that the drop number 6, release 6. And as I thought about it, I thought I shouldn't do it, and I'm not going to. And that's out of respect for these people who died. Got to respect that shit. I'm not going to drop names. I'm not going to do that. You never know who's going to fall, on these videos. And, I one thing I definitely have is respect for the deceased. And so I don't want to do that. I don't want to disrespect these people by putting out a fucking video to do that. And, it bothers me in a way because I really believe that the information needs to be out there, that all this information needs to be out there, that I have to share everything, that I find throughout all this. But I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I can't in good conscience do that. We've had that happen before. We all know what happened with, in fact, there's 2 people, but one never got name dropped, one did, and we all know what happened with that event. And that person got dragged through the mud and is still being fucking dragged through the mud because of chicken shit rivalries going on within this community. So I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to paint a target on somebody's back because of my fucking bullshit YouTube channel. I'm not going to do that. So, but I just wanted to get that out there. That's why it's kind of taken me a while to kind of go back through this release number 6, because what I've seen in this release number 6, there's certain things that I want to go through for myself, and I'm going to actually do my best to figure out who these people are, who the deceased are, what their journey was. But unfortunately, that's not something I feel in good conscience that I can share with everybody. I'm just not going to do that. So eventually I'll get around to possibly doing a recap of this, release number 6. I know a lot of people probably don't fucking care one way or the other, but, a lot of this I'm doing for me. So release number 6, what did I see there? I don't know. But when I go back through it, and again, I should have taken notes. It would have made this a lot faster. But when I go through it, I want to do a recap just for my future benefit, for when I, go back and have to, find something. So I will be doing that eventually here. But at the same time, like I said, I just wanted to explain that. I think we saw, I know we saw 4 people in that footage that are deceased. Looks like a 5th possibly. Possibly a 5th, 6th, and 7th in that footage that I think I can identify as, being deceased. So there's a lot there. And, going through autopsies, stuff like that, that all takes a lot of time. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of cross-referencing. It just takes forever. So, it's something that I never really did in the past too much. It was hard to get through in the past. So, now 3 years separated from this thing, almost going on 4 years, I'm starting to do that work. But again, unfortunately, I can't share that publicly. I'm just not going to do that. I don't want to be that person. So with that, I think we're done here. This preliminary report's done. So maybe I'll jump on the final next. We'll see. And so I'm going to end that with that. So have a good night, guys. Stay safe out there.